A man accused of assaulting Spokane Valley deputies after an arrest makes his first court appearance today.
We'll be a little cooler as we close out the work week, but the heat turns on this weekend and we're in the 90s next week.
A West Valley teacher let go after reading a racial slur in a literary classic found out today if he'll get his job back.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. We start with some breaking news at this hour. An accident on I-90 eastbound just west of Division causing a slowdown right now, as you can see. There was a motorcyclist, according to authorities, that was involved in the crash, and that motorcyclist has serious injuries. Take a look at this live picture. As you can see, traffic way backed up on that right side of your screen. It happened about 4:30 this afternoon. Authorities think the right lanes will be blocked for another couple of hours. Once again, this crash is on I-90 eastbound, just west of Division. In developing news tonight, a Spokane County Sheriff's Office deputy says a burglary suspect led them into a rooftop brawl on Tuesday morning, and one of the deputies says the man they were arresting even bit her. KREM 2 Shannon Mowdy live in Spokane Valley tonight to explain what happened. Shannon?
Yeah, I'm in the 500 block of South McKinnon Road where this all happened early Tuesday morning. It started out as a burglary call, but now Guillermo Gutierrez Ortiz faces charges including resisting arrest and assaulting officers. Now take a look at this. We got this picture from the Spokane County Sheriff's Office showing the suspect on that rooftop where deputies say he assaulted them. This all started when deputies responded to that burglary in progress and say they found Gutierrez Ortiz still inside the home. A neighbor reported seeing him trying to start a fire inside. Deputies say they negotiated with him for around or more than 30 minutes, saying he at one point yelled out a window that he was there to work on the house and that he didn't have time to deal with law enforcement. Instead, deputies say he then climbed onto the roof. When they followed to arrest him, Gutierrez Ortiz is accused of punching, kicking, and assaulting them.
And in the process of placing handcuffs on you, you assaulted multiple officers. One of the officers, you allegedly bit that person's hand.
Bond was set at $10,000 and the burglary victim reports more than $6,000 in damages to the home, including damage to electrical outlets, a chimney, and an indoor fireplace. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Shannon, thank you very much. Temperatures are on the rise as we get closer to the weekend, and by the start of next week, it looks like it'll be downright hot here. Let's get outside to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo for more on what we can expect. Jeremy?
Mark, it's a little bit of filtered sunshine right now. Has it feeling quite nice out here, but we've topped out right around 81 degrees today. 81, not a bad temperature. In fact, it's quite pleasant. However, if you find 81 degrees in direct sunshine, it will be a different story. 81 over in Coeur d'Alene and mid-80s out in central Washington, right around where we topped out yesterday. Degree or two difference. Nothing crazy, but it does come with a little more filtered sunshine or high, thin clouds and wind. Wind is going to stay rather gusty through about the time the sun goes down. Gusty in the 20s is enough to kind of move the tree, make it sway a little. Not bend it, but make it sway. When you're in the teens, that's the branches moving, but the tree itself not moving, and that's where we are headed here quickly. This is one of many disturbances. You can just kind of see them on radar. As we move through the next couple of days, we're going to hang on to those disturbances, and as they move through, we wind up a little bit cooler. So we've talked a lot about the heat next week. It is going to be a lot of heat. But the next couple of days, we just kind of wind up seeing a few clouds, a little bit of wind, a couple of disturbances. I don't think that Friday morning thing is widespread rain for us by any means. But what I do think is that we trend a little cooler. 78 Thursday, 77 Friday, so we're back in the 70s. Saturday, likely just topping out right at 80 degrees, but if you're downtown, that 80 degrees is going to feel a lot warmer than today's 81. Mark?
All right, Jeremy, sounds good. Thank you very much. New today, there was a gas leak in Cheni that prompted level 3 evacuations for residents living within 400 feet of that leak. A private contractor was laying fiber optic internet when they hit an Avista gas line. 16 homes were evacuated, but crews were able to neutralize the leak. Crews are on standby in that area monitoring it. Evacuees have returned home, but one was put in a hotel for the night due to gas saturating the ground around their house. A construction alert to tell you about tonight. Today, WashDOT will close the eastbound lanes of I-90 at the Barker Road exit to fill a big pothole. It's reportedly the size of a canoe. They'll start work at around 7 tonight and work overnight until 4 a.m., repaving that portion of road. And today we continue our coverage of the West Valley Spanish teacher who's been fighting to get his job back after reciting a racial slur in class from the text of To Kill a Mockingbird. KREM 2's Regan Gallo first brought you this story. She joins us now with the latest update.
The West Valley School Board meeting saw passionate public comments in support of that Spanish teacher, Matthew Mastronardi. However, in a unanimous vote decision, they decided not to renew his teaching contract.
It's a blessing to have a teacher like that.
This is a crowd with purpose.
So if I could have everybody who's here in support of Matthew stand up for a second.
Standing for a statement, students and parents came to fight for this man. Matthew Mastronardi has been fighting for his teaching job with the West Valley School District after he recited a racial slur in class when reading the book To Kill a Mockingbird aloud.
It came from a student-initiated question about the book, and it was a very thought-provoking question that, just as a professional, I felt it was necessary to address it.
In a final effort for his job, fiery testimonies were addressed to the West Valley School Board.
It's interesting how this board could jump, bam, on a word.
Many in support of Mastronardi's position.
My son and his classmates have started a petition. This has almost 2,600 names of people who say, give him his job back.
But despite the support,
listen to the kids, listen to the parents.
The West Valley School Board decided not to renew Mastronardi's teaching contract.
Mr. Mastronardi indicated that if presented the same situation, he would read from To Kill a Mockingbird again. This is insubordinate to the request of his supervisors and is an example of poor judgment.
I do think it's a good book to use, but we have gone through different ways to try to make sure that it is taught in context, and this was not.
Hayden Holdway was the student who asked the question about To Kill a Mockingbird.
I think they had their own agenda, their own ideology, their own ideas beforehand, and they cared not for what we had to say. I'm extremely disappointed at the outcome.
Following the vote, Mastronardi thanked his supporters and his students for showing up for him.
And so my charge to my students and to everybody here is think for yourself. Don't be afraid to read words as written. And
Reporting in Spokane Valley,
don't be afraid to speak for the truth.
Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
Still much more to come on KREM 2 News tonight. One of the largest sporting events in Spokane just right around the corner, and just moments ago, new information was released about the event. And it's a mystery no more. Just an hour ago, we got a race t-shirt reveal. We'll show you what it looks like in just a few minutes.